And for our final assembly for the step stool, you can see as you look in here close, I've got all 6 of these screws pre-drilled and started. So I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of these screws all the way in. I want to sink these screws so that they are flush and maybe even sunk a little bit into the wood. It's called countersinking. Just like that. If you have the right drill, it'll sink them in just below the surface and not too far. I'm going to pull this back a little bit. Squeeze these pieces in. Good. Good. And the final one. Okay, now that those pieces are in with the screw, next we're going to take the top that we've already assembled, flip it over so it's right side up, and slide it right into place, and if we did our math correctly, it all fits just like that. Once we set this in here, then we want to come to the side with our drill, and we want to pre-drill these 3 holes and the 3 over here. I've already done that, so I'm going to go ahead and take the screws and put some screws into the sides, and we will be done building the bench, the step stool. Okay, make sure we're lined up with the edges. I'm going to slide it this way a little bit so that that lines up better. And then come back. I'm going to put this screw in first to make sure that it all lines up correctly. Right there. When that screw gets all the way in, it will pull the wood tight. You'll feel it just pull itself into place nice and tight. You can see that wood moved over a little bit as I was putting it in. So what I'm going to do is take that screw back out. And I'm going to put this outside screw in first to solidify it in place where I want it to be. So I'll start it a little bit and push this wood in real solid. Hold it in place by putting some pressure down, and then there. Now that that screw's in solid, this one should go where we want it to be. And stay there. Good. We'll just spin it around and we'll do the other side. 3 more screws here. First thing we need to do is line this up. So we need to squeeze it back like this and line up these edges of the wood to put that first screw in. The easiest way is to start the screw, get it maybe an inch into that 2x4. Then we push this over, line it up, put some pressure down on it, like that, and then screw it all the way into the wood. There, sink it so it's nice and flush. Same thing here, I want to squeeze these in, so I'm going to do this outside screw over here first. Start it first. Get an inch into the wood, make sure everything is lined up, squeeze together. Then I'll put good downward pressure on it while I'm doing this. You could see that piece pulling real tight when that screw got tight. And the final screw. Here we go, pushing down. There. All the screws are in, fully assembled. There's our step stool. And it holds all 220 pounds of Coach Nash. Stepping up on it with both feet. The next step in this is to paint it, and that will be for the following lesson. What we've done so far today is 2 weeks worth of woodworking class. Most of you, this will take more than 2 woodworking classes worth of time, going to Home Depot, getting your supplies, coming home, sanding it, getting it all prepped, and assembling it. Next week, the third week of class, will be about painting it and finishing it. So I'll cover some elements in that class about filling in holes, finishing it, a little more sanding and prep, and then painting and finishing it. Watch for other homework, woodworkers.